Welcome to cleanerhygiene.com, where we turn bathroom habits into actual hygiene wins. Okay, now, real talk for a second. Have you ever stood in a bathroom, stared at that mysterious second fixture sitting next to the toilet, and thought, what on earth do I do with this? Or maybe you just ordered a bidet attachment online at midnight, and now it's installed and you have absolutely no idea how to actually start. Or and this one hits close to home for a lot of women. You've heard that bidets are supposed to be life-changing, but the thought of cold water down there is enough to make you close the browser tab. Yeah, you are not alone. Most women in the US, UK, Canada, and Australia have never used a bidet. And that is genuinely not their fault. It just was not part of how bathrooms were built. But here's the thing. Virtually every woman who gives a bidet a proper try, not one panicked attempt, but a real trial, comes out the other side saying they feel cleaner, fresher, and more comfortable than toilet paper ever made them feel. So in this video, I am walking you through everything you need to know about using a bidet for the first time, step by step. What to expect, how to turn it on, how long to spray, and a few common mistakes that will save you from a very surprising first experience. Let's start with what to actually expect, because managing expectations here is everything. The most common first-time reaction to a bidet is surprise. Not because something goes wrong, but because the sensation of water cleaning that area is genuinely new. Most women describe it as a gentle, targeted stream, kind of like a light shower spray aimed in a very specific direction. If your bidet runs cold water and it is winter, yes, that first hit can feel pretty abrupt. There is no elegant way to describe that. It is what it is. But if you have an electric bidet with warm water, the first experience is considerably more comfortable. The important mindset going into this? Give yourself 3 to 5 uses before you judge it. You almost certainly will not get it perfect on attempt 1, and that is completely fine. Now, how you actually turn the bidet on depends on which type you have. Electric bidet seats and attachments usually have a side-mounted control panel or a remote. Look for buttons labeled rear wash, front wash, or feminine wash. For non-electric attachments, there is typically a single knob on the right side of the toilet. Turn it counterclockwise to activate water flow. For a handheld bidet sprayer, you position it first, then press the trigger. And here is a genuinely useful tip. Before your very first use, get familiar with those controls while you are still dry. You do not want to be discovering which button does what under live conditions. When you are ready to actually start, the single most important thing you can do is begin at the lowest possible pressure. This applies to every woman on every type of bidet. What feels moderate on a dial can feel intense in practice, especially in a sensitive area. On electric bidets, find the pressure control and set it to minimum. On non-electric attachments, turn the knob very slowly, because these pull directly from your home's water supply, and that pressure can be stronger than you expect right out of the gate. Start low. Work upward only if you need to. It keeps you in full control and prevents any unpleasant surprises. Once the water is flowing, you will want to think about nozzle position. Most electric bidets let you adjust this using forward and backward buttons on the control panel. For the feminine or front wash, you want the spray aimed at the external vaginal area. For the rear wash, it should be aimed at the center of the anal area. If your bidet has a fixed nozzle, you adjust coverage by shifting your seating position slightly. Lean a little forward for front wash coverage, sit more centrally for rear. And speaking of positioning, there's actually a term for this in the bidet community, and it is called the bidet shimmy. The bidet shimmy is just a small, subtle rocking motion you make while seated, forward, backward, slightly side to side, to direct the water exactly where it needs to go. It sounds funnier than it is, because in practice it is just a tiny adjustment. Women especially benefit from this, because the front and rear cleaning zones are more distinct. A small lean forward handles the front, a slight lean back handles the rear. Once you master the shimmy, which takes about 2 tries, you will get full, effective coverage every single time. How long should you actually let the water run? The general recommendation is between 20 and 60 seconds. 20 seconds is plenty for a quick rinse after urination. Closer to 60 seconds is better, after a heavier bowel movement or during menstruation when more thorough cleaning is needed. Unlike toilet paper, where you check for cleanliness visually, with a bidet you just go by feel. The sensation of clean, running water leaving no residue tells you when you are done. After a few uses, you will have a natural sense for it. Now, there is a real difference in your first-time experience depending on whether you have an electric or a non-electric bidet. Electric bidet seats offer warm water, adjustable pressure, heated seats, nozzle position control, and often air drying. The adjustment period is much smoother. Non-electric attachments are more affordable, but supply cold water only, and pressure is tied to your home's water supply. If you are in a cold climate, starting with a non-electric attachment, be especially slow with that pressure knob. I genuinely cannot stress that enough. A few concerns come up for most women trying a bidet for the first time. Will the water go inside? Will it spray everywhere? Is it actually clean? The answers are all reassuring. A correctly designed bidet washes the external area only. It is not designed or positioned to spray internally. The water comes from your clean household supply line, not the toilet bowl. And it is worth knowing that doctors, dermatologists, and gynecologists consistently recommend bidet use for women as a gentler alternative to toilet paper. The American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists supports gentle external washing as part of healthy feminine hygiene. The hesitation fades almost entirely after just 2 or 3 successful uses. After using your bidet, you will need to dry off. Most first-time users are surprised by how little drying is actually needed. The bidet rinses the area, it does not soak it. 2 to 3 sheets of toilet paper used to gently pat the area is enough. If your electric bidet has an air dryer, press the dry button and allow 30 to 60 seconds. The key word is pat, not rub. Rubbing causes the exact kind of friction and irritation that leads many women to switch from toilet paper in the first place. Over time, a lot of women reduce their toilet paper use to just this pat-dry step, which cuts household consumption by 75% or more. And before we wrap up, let me quickly run through the most common first-time mistakes so you do not have to learn them the hard way. Turning the pressure up too fast. Always start low. Using the rear nozzle on the front area. Ineffective and unhygienic, so check which mode you are selecting. Spraying for a long time expecting more to happen. 20 to 30 seconds genuinely is enough for most situations. Not adjusting your position when the water is not hitting right. Shift slightly instead of cranking up the pressure. And not drying off afterward. Staying wet can cause skin moisture irritation over time, so always pat dry. And the big one, do not expect it to feel like toilet paper. It absolutely will not. And that is the entire point. Water is more effective. Give yourself at least 5 full uses before you decide whether a bidet is right for you. Because almost every woman who commits to a proper trial period becomes a permanent bidet user. Every single one. And that is everything you need to know about using a bidet for the first time as a woman. If this helped you feel a little less nervous and a lot more prepared, hit that subscribe button so you never miss another bathroom hygiene tip from us. And if you want to read the full article on this topic with all the details laid out, head over to cleanorhygiene.com. The link is pinned in the comments and sitting right there in the description. We will see you in the next one.